Hello and welcome back to the channel, uh, King James Bible Sunday School channel. But we got a special video, a Bible review or Bible opening look at this thing and kind of go over some information that I've got. um, and I'll give you some ideas as to where to find some of these things too. No, let me stop that and do it again. I'm just looking at a thing. But anyway, I got in the mail a few Bibles of late or recent, and so I'm going to show you. Um, and I'm just checking my way. I'm. Let's see if we're getting this. Can you read it? I think you can. Cambridge Bible. This is a Concord edition. Um, and went over and debated kind of with the AI what it was, where it came from, what year, and stuff like that. But this is a Concord, and for information about the Concord, um, you can certainly search for it and stuff like this. Uh, I was told by AI that basically that in the 50s it was started being printed. So there we have it, though. This is the French Morocco, nice, beautiful grain, and that's quite thin. Now, I have Concords. Let's see here. This is a Concord from not very long ago, and the width difference may be quite notable to you. All right, and um, as to why, who knows? But this is a good size still. Again, thin. It is Cambridge, not the Trinitarian Bible Society's edition. Uh, pages inside are slightly yellowing, but it's a good, still clean, very new looking. This was not used very much, if at all, if read much at all. Um, and it has the concordance in the back. Modern ones have the Bible dictionary as well, and modern ones also have the translators to the readers. There is a glossary in this short glossary of biblical usage, but the Bible dictionary is not in this. I want to say that they've changed or updated the maps. It does have the epistle dedicatory, which is to the Most High in Mighty Prince James, by the grace of God, etc. But it does not have the translators to the readers um, preface that is in quite a few Cambridge modern printings. I would have to go to them to see, but this is very, like I said, very quality, well done. And my understanding of it is according to this back issuance. This is like a third batch of the 26th week um, of the year, which is close to halfway through the year. Maybe I'm off on this, but AI claims that. But it's 1978. So this is a birth year Bible. I'm going to call it my birthday Bible because I'm got it close to my birthday now this year. So this is and printed in my birth year, so therefore that's the way I'm going to claim it. Anyway, we'll put that aside and go to the other stuff, the other Bibles, and I got some copies. So here we go. That's upside down for you. So we'll flip that over right there. The KJV RV Interlinear, the Interlinear Bible by Cambridge. I could look it up using the ISBN, but it's got the old Cambridge box on the front. Now, it was interesting for me that if you saw I want to say, I put it out there, my If not, I'll get it out there. But anyway, um, I got a Westminster Cambridge, and the Westminster Cambridge has Westminster on the front of the cover, not the Bible itself, but the cover. And this here is Cambridge. The other one is Westminster, and I was kind of surprised to hear somebody reviewing it and said, "I don't know what this is on the front cover." So it's kind of obvious, but anyway, not to argue or anything like this. But here we go. The Interlinear Bible. It just says Holy Bible on the side. The Interlinear, King James Version, and Revised Version from 1881 to 85. And I'll go into some details about this in a little bit. But anyway, this is the Goatskin Leather Edition. The Goatskin Leather Edition, when they reprinted it in 1994, I think it was, and maybe 2012. But I don't know that they did it in goatskin in 2012. I'll go into the details in here in just a second. But here we are, and let me rid myself of that. Um, it's a very interesting Bible, if you will, Bible format. And I'm going to show you in just a moment. Okay? But yes, the date itself is not given in this Bible, but it goes through the history. The Interlinear Bible, it's got a history, and it's talking about the 1890s and so forth, and what they did. Uh, it's in the in and so this was published earlier on. I'm going to get into just a few of these sort of this comment here. Uh, it's got a preface from the revisers of the Old Testament, and when you get into the New Testament, um, let me go over there real quick so I can look at it as I'm saying. Alright, so there's a small appendix after the Old Testament, and there's a reason why. I want to say it's the American Standard Version notes as to any changes that they made that they did not adopt in England. And then the New Testament, and how that they are produced. Preface of the revisers. And of course, no preface from the King James translators. But anyway, let's just turn to kind of a random page here. Numbers, chapter 18. You can see that kind of. And you see the format that is following. You see there's different size prints. And what it does, or what it's supposed to do, the explanation is that where they both are in complete agreement, the text is just a running text. When it comes to a difference in the rendering, such as in chapter 17 and verse number 1, here all this is the same. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and take of. And then the top part is the Revised Version, and the bottom part is the King James, where it says in King James, and take of, here's King James, every one of them a rod according to the house of their fathers. The rendering of the Revised Version is, and take of, and here's the Revised Version, them rods, one for each father's house. And it continues together. Of all their princes according to King James, the house of their fathers, or Revised Version, their fathers' houses, continues together. 12 rods, write thou every man's name upon his rod. And it's verse 3. So that was verse 2, where you see quite a few numbers of words slightly different than one another, or moved about, and so forth. New Testament is going to be the same kind of way, where the differences are going to be up and down, up and down, up and down. You know, basically, you just go through. Let me give you a page in the Romans, right? To the Romans. So you see the differences. The smaller print are the differences. The larger print are the corresponding same words according to their intent. Now, let's see. We're going to take that. That's very pretty. As far as Bibles go, it's a nice publication. I'm going to set that there. I'm going to come back, and I got 2 of these. I'm only going to open one. I have 2. But I believe them to be the same. And open them now for the first time. This first one. This is nice. This is got the flip on the side. So it'll open up that way. And this is supposed to be another reprint. Does not say Holy Bible on the front. It's interesting. It is supposed to be the Goatskin Interlinear. It has a slightly different texture to it. And best thing I can do is to look up the ISBN on it and see. But it just looks like it was printed at a more recent date than I'm being told that they were printed at. Cambridge.org on there. Just a few different things. Anyway, I will also point out there's a wide margin to these. Okay. And going again to the beginning of it. Just got the prefaces of the other ones. So it's the same printing. So this. You don't have to spend any money to get this, by the way. I'm going to show you how in just a moment. But it's very interesting. Like I said, you look at the book of Moses, and you got the first book of Moses. The Revised Version says commonly called, and then AV says, the Authorized Version says called Genesis. And it goes through. There are center margin references, which I'm going to have to look up and educate myself on. And then down below has RV, AV, and I think that has to do with differences in the marginal references. But it's interesting that they didn't just put that in the margin, but they put it down at the bottom of the page. It's got 2 ribbon markers in it. Again, I can hold on to something in the Old Testament, look at it in the New. That's nice. Like I said, I'm concerned, I guess. Maybe not the word. It's kind of lined in the back. Pages, lined pages. It also has a map section. It's a little bit. Oops. Yep, it's got the American Standard Version of 1901 printed in there also. It's got some blank pages. The Bible Companion looks like a reading system. It says index to notes, and then it doesn't really have an index. But anyway, I'm just curious enough to go ahead and open the other one and see if it's exactly the same. It should be. It seems like it was coming out of the same box and everything. Same package. I feel like the leather feels better than the other one. And again, I'll have to look up this best I can anyway, this ISBN, and debate a little bit about when it was printed. Let me give you some of the details. We'll go on our little computer thing. And shout out to the fellow that sent this to me. An eBay. Now, he's not much on eBay, so I won't worry about giving him that. But he sent this along with it, God's Way to Salvation, which is written by an Alexander Marshall from 1846 to 1928. Somebody decided they could use some one of the modern versions updates to make a little change here or there. You know what? I'm just looking at this. ABRV5 black, okay. And it says goat skin. And this really does state that it's goat skin. And of course, it has that Holy Bible on there. It's just a thicker leather. It's not as say grainy. It's a smoother. I wouldn't say waxy finish. It's a glossy though, kind of thing. And so you, I don't know. There's a feel to it that's a certain way. Anyway. And let me go to John 3:16. Not John 6, not John 8. John 3. I think I want to look at that later. John 3, verse 16, which reads in the King James, For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Okay? And the RV changes in to on, and everlasting to eternal. And that's not where the problems come in, but I'm not necessarily getting into any of the problems that may come in. This is interesting. The verses overrun the margin and go into the outside of the margin. So again, this is interesting. Of course, it's a certain thing, and for that I'll have to give you more information about it from either of the two sources that we can do. But anyway, let's go to the AI version of stuff, if you will. Bear with me a second. So I want to bring up what I need to bring up. Where is it? Where'd you put it, guys? Huh. It's not, for your information, it's not published today. Let's go to this. Yeah, let's do it this way. And I'm going to... Yeah, I'll leave it at that. All right, now let's look over so we can see it. There we go. Now it's it's facing that way. The translation, or the Cambridge Interlinear. There we go. Now we get some information. The Cambridge Interlinear, KJV RV Interlinear Bible is a unique edition that combines the King James Version and the Revised Version into a single text. It features an integrated layout where the identical text is shown in one line, while variations split into two lines to highlight translation differences. Single line when the KJV and RV use the exact same wording. Split line when they deviate. The RV text appears in a smaller upper line while the KJV rests on the larger lower line, it says. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's the same small. It's a small line. Smaller text, either one. It does say three translations in one because it does have the references for the American version differences, American Standard Version of 1901. However, that's not really what we're getting at. Cross references from the Revised Version alongside footnotes from both versions, high quality binding, and you got some digital alternatives. We'll go to that in a second. The Bible was published first in 1906. It was republished in 1907. You can read all this kind of stuff. You can. I've come to find that I can debate with AI. I can talk to AI, ask it questions, and then respond to it and give it information that it failed to have. Sometimes it simply it goes through, looks it up. It's either trying to say to me, like, uh, what's the word for it? It's trying to either appease me and just say, "Oh yes, you're right. You know, this is this," and based on that, here's another restatement of something else. But usually I'm giving it some kind of fact or some kind of statement, and I refer to somebody saying such a thing, like John Gill, Thomas Baldwin, um, a founding father of America, one of the presidents, stuff like that. I'll give it some information or say something regarding that, and then it appears to look up those references and say, "Oh yes, you were right. It was an oversight on my part." When it gives me some bad information. So don't just take this immediately and go through and say, "Oh yes, this must be so." But anyway, the 1906 original first edition was published, and they probably needed those few years to get the American Standard Version, um, able to be completely in there, or um, something to that effect. That's kind of my theory, as it were. But I could be off on that, and that doesn't matter either way. But going back to this, jointly published by Oxford and Cambridge University Press. So I've seen the Oxford one as well, but we'll go to that in another time. And then the early reprint in 1907, I've seen that on digital. The Oxford one, well, we'll go on over to it. And it was reprinted in 2012. It says modern reissue. Now that's okay. 2006 digital preservation. The classic text was digitized and reissued online via the Internet Archive. Okay, I agree with that. We'll show you that in a moment. The text layout. It's going through again. Premium physical build in 2012. It was in a black calfskin leather or top tier goat skin. The paper and edges, size, etc. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, scrolling through. History of the reprint, French Morocco. There we go. I was asking about the French Morocco part. Um, the goatskin leather edition. It's got an ISBN for it in 1994. So let's see this. Let's just go ahead and look at this. ISBN. That's not that one. I'm going to type this in. And I ordered one of these. It was supposed to be French Morocco from Amazon, and it came a large print of Holman, a large print Holman in a cheap uh, edition. I was like, no, it's no good. All right, so this ISBN I just typed in is saying the 2006-2007 Goatskin edition of the Cambridge Interlinear. Okay, original release. So it marks the 100th year anniversary of the original one. And if I look at this other one, there should be an ISBN for this. There is. Let's get this ISBN just to see what we say. Oh, I can do that. Back up, back up, back up. Goatskin, 1994. 70521 Sure, 605 rather. Sure enough, that is the 1994 Goatskin edition. Says edge-lined construction. I can agree. Seems to be an edge line. That's a full piece of whatever it is. Yep. Very pretty though. I do like it. I like it with that Holy Bible printed on the front. I could probably get this printed on the front of this one, but I'm not going to worry about it. And then the edge lining, is this edge lined? Appears to be, but let's check out what it says about it. This edition's out of print, no longer manufactured because it features highly flexible edgeline goatskin cover, which many enthusiasts prefer over the stiffer paste-down calfskin editions, 2012 and 18. It commands a significant premium on the used market. Okay, that's nice to know. But anyway, black premium goatskin, yes, edge style, luxury art gilt edges, red under gold foil rather. Approximately 1,592 pages. Text, wide margin format, cross references, historical marginal references. Yes, all that's true. Now I don't have a Morocco leather edition. I tried to get one. I really did. I wanted to have one so I could make the comparison and everything. But when I sent it back, it didn't have an option to try to replace it. The stamp on it itself said, I should say the sticker that was on it said, this is the Cambridge, wide margin edition, or not wide margin, but interlinear edition, and said it was whatever, genuine leather it was, and stuff like that. It had the note on it, so it was not. So simple. It should have been this one. It definitely was Holman printed on. It's very stated. It was giant print, so it was a larger than large print, smaller than a real giant print. But that is what it is. So anyway, there's information about it on BibleResearcher.com. The Interlinears printed in 1906, and in 2006 it was made available online, and there's a link to the online edition, which I'm going to show you. The preface consists of the following paragraphs, and it has sentences. This is a sample page, the book of Exodus. So you can use this as an immediate comparison as long as this is faithful to reality. So I would love to if somebody has had the time to collate and to look at the um, the regular, and as you can see, it's small print both top and bottom. Now I'm you can see the cursor there. So small print both top and bottom, and then the regular large print. Now you have to imagine this being the Bible page size, but a fairly large Bible at that. This is had dimensions here, and the second to last thing there we go. Or is it before that? I forget. Where did I see those dimensions? Oh, there it is. Size. About 21.6 by 25.4 millimeter or centimeters rather. I should say convert that, but not worried about it. It is just means it's a little taller and is wide. So that being said, the margins in it, of course, make it a little bit bigger. So it's a little larger. I want to say a little larger print than the Cambridge Concord is. Anyway, going back to this sample page here, you can see approximately what it is. Go to actually the Bible on archive.org. So forgive me, this is not all fitting on the screen properly. But you do see it up here. Internet Archive, go to books, type in the Holy Bible, or rather, the Interlinear Bible, or Cambridge Interlinear Bible. But anyway, this is supposed to be the 1906 one. Let's see if we get a date. 1907 is what this one is. Okay, and this one itself belongs in the library of Brigham Young University, Provo, Utah. I wonder if there was a debate at some time among them. All right. Anyway, 1907, as you can see, there's you can go and find other ones. This one is just what it is. Okay. But Cambridge Interlinear Bible should have that, or Cambridge KJV/RV, or AV/RV, and it will give you some of that information. But, anyway, I would recommend, of course, reading the prefaces. I'm going to go through it and mark some things because I'm not expecting that they completely follow their rules. But this is not terrible. At the same time, it's not fantastic. So for instance, right here, the number 4, very plain as it were. There's just a weird look to it, in my opinion. Whereas you look up top here and you got 4, you see it's a little different. There's a difference in the print. The same thing can be said for the smaller letters as well. I'm sorry, numbers. Yeah, the number 3, the verses. And they just appear to be a different typeface than that. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just appears to be a different typeface to me. And so this wouldn't be one of my common use Bibles. I mean, I'm not necessarily getting this and taking it to church and listening as preachers go through it. Now, somebody would say, and it's interesting, this is not wide margin. These are just regular margin. But somebody will say from time to time that the say all right, might be inclined to say, why are you using the revised version and the authorized, not the authorized, the American Standard Version? Nobody uses those. It's the NASV, and it's got to be the updated one, and so forth. Well, what about it? So, my experience is not all the time, but my experience is that you can go and look up this verse in any modern version, and usually where it says, "Blessed are they that," it'll read something close to it. And then it reads these other parts. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have. Uh, hmm. It's kind of hard to read it from here. But yeah, it's the change that's made here is likely to be in a new modern version. Something may be slightly different. There's some places that are missing that they may have right. Let me zoom in on this part. Hmm. There we go. That they may have the right to come to the tree of life. That they may have right to the tree of life. Hmm. All right. And then it's got. See, I'm doing a comparison rather than just going on with what we need to do. Um, but anyway, lots of of information is what this is really for. So I understand there's a lot of people out there that don't care, wouldn't, couldn't care less. I find it a good historical thing. I've got these that have wide margins, so I'll be able to go through this 3 different occasions and look up some different things about it. Maybe I'm comparing it to the English version, English Standard Version. Maybe I'm looking at the New American Standard Version, maybe the NIV, maybe the Legacy Standard Version. We do our comparison there. Anyway, I'm into this a little bit later than I should be, even. Uh, just a little bit tired, But that's what I've got recently. So review of that. That's a beautiful Concord Bible. Uh, got this. Gonna be looking through this and comparing it. Gotta compare it to my Concord as well. Can't just leave it sitting out there. I'm gonna mark down what these are, the dates that they came out, and things like that, so that there doesn't have to be an argument about it, or I don't have to try to figure it out later on. I'm gonna go ahead and get to it and put it out there. Yeah, let's see what. Oh, yes, that's where I got it from. Oh, let's see. The seller is. Oh, come on. No, no luck. GMX something, I think, and the uh, I'm trying to explain to you just really quick. Anyway, it's commemorative. It's not a reissue. Um, per se. You might call it that, but this is a anyway. Uh, it's a novelty for sure. There's not a lot of people out there that will get it like I would get it and intend to use it. And like I said, it is available on the uh, archive. Oh, excuse me. It's available on the Internet Archive, so go and look it up, check it out, and hopefully you won't have any problem finding it. Like I said, just follow the instructions here, which will get you there. Let me know if you have trouble with that and you're trying to do something else. But anyway, um, hmm. But anyway, yeah, it's interesting, is what I'll say. I'm not as excited as I think I might have otherwise been if I had found on the inside it did more to uphold the King James Bible, because it seems leaning toward the revised version, and understandably so in the sense of history and where it was at the time. It's just it's it's the way it is. It's, I again don't know how to say it properly. Hmm, what in the world? I'm having some problems with the computer, but I don't want to stop with this. So that's a plenty. I've kind of rambled a little bit about it and taken too much time giving some details. If you hopefully you enjoyed looking at it to start with, and you didn't have to finish all this with me sitting there talking and kind of nodding off in a little bit here and there. Yeah, I need to go and take a nap and then wake up and be refreshed. I'm going to get to that here in just a little bit. So, anyway, come and join me in the next video. Uh, we'll, we'll, I've got some things coming up. Just working on how to get it all out there correctly. So if I get it out there and it wrongly is out there, or there's a deficiency greatly, then you're going to see things pop up and say, yeah, he didn't know what he was talking about, blah, 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 blah. And fact of the matter is, we all don't know what we're talking about until we learn more about what we're talking about. But, yeah, uh, that's plenty from me. Again, enjoy the rest of your day. Keep reading the Word of God, studying the King James Bible, studying the Scripture, and walking with the Lord Jesus Christ. And we'll see you in the next video.